Hey there, welcome to First Five. If you're looking for encouragement, you came to the right place. Let's dive in. Someone asked me the other day what I was most excited about in this next season. And I told them this, and it's not necessarily an answer that I would have given in a former season of my life, but I'm really grateful that it's the answer I choose to give now. They asked me, what are you most looking forward to in this next season? And I said, being a non-anxious presence. I am most looking forward to people knowing me as a non-anxious presence. Now, if you know me, you know that I am a hustler, okay? You know that I love to go after the things. I love to get the things done. I am a mover and a shaker and a deal maker. But more than anything else, over the last 4 years, the Lord has done something so unique and interesting in my life. He's pulled me away from a spirit of striving. He's pulled me away from needing to be up on everything. He's pulled me away from this need to perform, to show people what I can do. And he's given me peace. He's given me simplicity. He's given me contentment to rest my life on. And he's ultimately shown me how to be a non-anxious presence. What does it look like for you to be a non-anxious presence? I want to talk about that a bit today. What does it look like for you to be a non-anxious presence in your home? What does it look like for you to be a non-anxious presence in your job? What does a non-anxious presence look like in your schooling? What does a non-anxious presence look like in your group of friends, in your situations, in your relationships? What does it look like for you to be a non-anxious presence? Hopefully, we can begin to introduce our non-anxious selves to the world around us and produce an anxiety-free environment. But we can only do that with the help of God. I want to look at Psalms 112. I want to give you kind of a picture of what a non-anxious presence looks like in your life potentially. It says this in verse 6 and 7, surely the righteous will never be shaken. They will be remembered forever. They will have no fear of bad news. Their hearts are steadfast, trusting in the Lord. Surely the righteous will never be shaken. They will be remembered forever. They will have no fear of bad news. Their hearts are steadfast, trusting in the Lord. Surely the righteous, those who are in right standing with God, right? Those who put their faith and their trust in Jesus and have a restored relationship with God. Surely the righteous will not be shaken. So when everything else around you is shaking, ultimately you are placed on the firm foundation of Christ, and your life is placed on that foundation. That is the foundation we choose to build our life upon for those of us who have consider ourselves believers. And because we have placed our life on that foundation, we are not shaken when the rest of the chaos around us is stirring and worrying. We are not shaken when the recession comes. We are not shaken when the craziness comes. We are not shaken when tragedy strikes. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not emotionally affected. That doesn't mean that we're just stagnant, that we're just stoic people. That doesn't mean that we're unaffected by the things that go on in the world around us. It just means that we're not shaken by them. It just means that we're not taken out by the things that go on around us. That though the wind may blow and the chaos may ensue, we are not shaken to our core. We'll have no fear of bad news, is what the scriptures say. We're not worried about the negative news that comes. Now, again, that doesn't mean that we're not emotionally affected by it. That doesn't mean that our emotions aren't stirred as a result of it. It doesn't mean that we can't feel what we feel. It just means that it does not take us out when bad news comes. Instead, we choose to put our trust in God. Our hearts are steadfast, leaning on God in those seasons of uncertainty, in those seasons of tragedy, in those seasons of chaos. We can have peace. You see, a non-anxious presence, what it looks like for you to be a non-anxious presence in your life is to be marked by peace. In order for you to be a non-anxious presence, you have to be marked by peace. Let me show it to you in Philippians 4. Maybe you've read this before. If you haven't, you gotta get into it if you're looking to have any level of peace. It's so good. In verses 6 and 7, it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Do not be anxious about anything, is what the scripture is calling us to do. Don't be anxious about anything. Maintain a non-anxious presence in the midst of chaos. And how do you do that? By, in every situation, making your requests known, taking the anxiety of everything that is around you, the anxiety of your family, the anxiety of your relationships, the anxiety of your job, and you take it and you give it to God. Instead of being anxious, you can take the anxiety around you and hand it over to God. So we see that dependency on God is what helps you to continue to be a non-anxious presence. And when you choose to take your anxiety, take all the anxiety around you, the anxious situations around you, the chaos around you, the crazy around you, and give it to God, peace becomes a marker for your life. It says, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding. It don't make no sense. It will guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. Choosing to be a non-anxious presence amongst great anxiety gives you the gift of peace. When you choose to give the anxiety of the world around you to God, He gives you peace as a gift, as a guard of your heart and your mind. So let's choose to be non-anxious presence. When the boardroom is getting crazy, when the meeting room, when the Zoom is getting crazy, when the family is getting crazy, when your relationships are getting crazy, when the anxiety is becoming more and thick and heavy, let's embrace these moments of processing with God, taking these things and giving them to the Lord so that we may be marked by peace, and that peace can guard our hearts and our minds in Christ Jesus. I really hope that encouraged you today. We'll talk soon.